Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in your ass screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K, the full units getting played. Always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scared money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty all picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
And here we go.
Welcome to the Balking Dead, fellas, where you know there is some sleep when you're winning monies. It's Friday, guys, and we're coming off of a wasted day as I don't bet for juice. And if that's going to be my bad days, then so fucking be it, because there's got to be some type of bad days, guys, or else we're going to keep getting flagged for more books. So, of course, this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there, use that promo code PUBSPORTS on your first deposit. They will match you up to 100, minimum of 25 by simply using the best promo code in the world. As you know, we got another sponsor, guys, W, a clean energy powder. No come down to your day. No bullshit from that big pharma, guys. And you get 10% off your order by scanning the QR code on screen, guys, simply by using that promo code PUBSPORTS. So shout out to the chat. Appreciate you all for coming. Shout out to the best producer in the world, Big Show Picks. You guys know the drill. Hit that like button if you already have it, and make sure you have them notification bells on. Like I said, yesterday was a wash, pretty much down 0.18 units. But still up 3.92 on the week. So let's finish this week off with a bang. Spin Doc had a flight change and won't be able to make it today, but we do have Capping with Capo after the third pitcher we covered today on the Balking Dead. Enough small tech, guys. Let's get to the money. We will compare the best lines available on this show when first opened up to the best lines available 30 minutes prior to this show. Then we will compare them to what PrizePicks has to offer. We're doing our job, guys. And yesterday, sucks ass. Guy goes out, walks four of the four batters in his first 3 innings. Was just, I knew after the second inning we were cooked. So, is what it is. Life's a bitch and you marry one. And we're on to today. Number 22 in the black book, Kevin Gausman at the Rangers. This year he has a 33.2 K percentage with a nice 6.3 walk percentage. Opened him up last night on FanDuel at 7+ minus 144. Best line available before the show is on MGM at that 7+ at a minus 155, or it's plus money to the 8+ pretty much everywhere else. PrizePicks has them at a 7 flat, whereas earned runs on PrizePicks are under over 2.5. Projected lineup for your Rangers today is 5 righties and 4 lefties. His K per 9 this year, he's pretty much been the same all across the board. Home, road, lefties, righties, anywhere from a 12 to a 12.4 K per 9. Now we get Kevin Gausman, guys, a game after he was tipping his pitches versus the Twins. And I was watching the game, and even the announcers were like, Gausman has had an issue with this in the past. Whether it be a movement of a glove or a hand moving in the glove, they were on his ass last week. As in his first 20 splitters, guys, he only had 6 swings, with 2 of those being swings and misses. So they knew what was coming. and were able to spit on shit even when they were in really good counts and really good pitches. They stayed off. Now he gets a matchup with the Rangers, and to be honest, I thought I was going to be sneaky and look at this man's under today. But the books are seeing what I'm seeing and opened him up at a 6.5 minus 144. And my balls went to my stomach like, damn, they know. They know that I know that it ain't just about last week either, guys. Right-handed overs have been a graveyard to the overs versus these Rangers just in the past 5 days. Taj Bradley, Glasnow, and now Ohtani didn't come close. And those are some guys who sit people down for a living like Kevin Gausman. And let's talk these Rangers numbers over the last 2 weeks versus righties. They're walking tops in the league at 11.1%. They're not striking out, and they're top 5 in every hitting category. I'll be the first one to tell you good pitching beats good hitting any day of the week. But when I look at how the Ranger team has done versus guys who has used the splitter, and I've got mixed results. If we go back to Ohtani in the first half of the season when he faced this team, guys, when he used his splitter a lot, we're going to talk about he got whopped. 5 strikeouts, didn't make it through four innings, and there were no numbers to go by as it was the second week of the year. Then when he seen them with the numbers that said Ohtani should go smack, this guy only had 7 strikeouts in 6 innings of work. That's not a Ohtani type of day versus those type of numbers. Now we look at Gilbert, guys, who also throws a splitter. This year when he faced them, the number said smack. We played him, and he went 6.2 innings and had 10 punchies. Now we got Gausman, guys, who did see this team last year when the numbers said yes, all the way around. And they were striking out at a bad clip, and they weren't hitting for the life of them, guys. He got hit hard. He only went 5 innings, giving up 5 earned runs, but he did end up getting 9 punch-outs. So, yes, he can go out there and do what he's been doing, and that is run up them Ks. But it's hard to take in these good games is the fact the numbers said play him. And the only time it didn't, he didn't come close, or the person didn't come close versus this team. So, now we have elite versus elite, guys. Numbers with the Rangers versus an elite pitchers, guys. So I can't even look at this over right now, guys. And at the end of the day, it's just a lean to the under. And I think the books know what I know by putting him this low, guys. This man is averaging like over 9 strikeouts a game this year, and they're going to put him at a 6.5 to open him up. Something tells me he can get waxed today, guys. So if you're looking at Gausman, I would actually take him up to the plus money. I would not pay juice for a guy that could end up getting waxed. He either goes ape shit like normal, or the books do know something here, and that's the same shit that I know. Now the books wanted to play a little bit of games with Joe Ryan versus these Tigers, number 67 in the black book. This year he's got a 27.3 K percentage and a 4.9 walk percentage. The line came out an hour before the show, and that's the games I was talking about. And the best line available is 8+ at plus 115 on DK, even though the offshores are better. PrizePicks have him at a 7, whereas outs, earned run hits were not available on PrizePicks. Projected lineup today for your Tigres, 6 righties, 3 lefties. K per 9 this season, he's got a 10.3 K per 9 at home with a 9.4 on the road. Granted, 31 innings at home compared to 47 on the road. He's striking lefties out in an 8 K per 9 while he's dominating righties with an 11.3 strikeouts per 9. Now we get Joe Ryan versus these Tigers, whose numbers are nothing to write home about, as they are walking just league average. They're bottom 5 in batting average and OPS and 22nd in the league in isolated power, while striking out at a 27.3% clip. And we get a lineup with that max 3 lefties with Baddoo on the IL. And that is music to our ears when talking to K-Prop with Ryan, as the strikeout to walk ratio versus lefties is a weak 16.3%. But versus the right-handed side, it's an elite 28% strikeout to walk ratio. And we get Ryan at home, his walk to strikeout ratios versus lefties is a mediocre 20.3 compared to a putrid 13% on the road. So now we're going to look at last year and how Joe Ryan faced this team. And he faced them a few different times. He went 7 innings with 9 strikeouts when the numbers said yes. Well, those first game numbers said okay. If you wanted to play it cool, if you wanted to stay off, so be it. He went out there, went 5.2 innings with 7 strikeouts. Then the next game out, the numbers said play is over. He went 5.2 innings with 7 strikeouts. Well, Joe Ryan, guys, is not the same guy last year. He faced this team 3 different freaking times. He had 7 to 9 strikeouts in those times with the number saying play it twice. So I thought we'd get the 6.5, guys, and actually he opened up at a 6.5 on an offshore at a minus 157. And I was like, all right, these other books are going to put him at least at a minus 150 or something, right? Nah. They put him at a 7.5, guys. They jumped him up. And let's talk about it, guys. Like I said, he is not the same guy as last year, as we've talked about it numerous of times on this show, that he threw away his 2 breaking balls from last year, and by the help of Driveline, has actually gotten 2 better breaking balls, and this man has just become that much better. So, roll number 34 in the book of Sharpie 316, guys. We do not chase women or K props. So, this line should be a 6.5. And I was going to unload. So instead of chasing, I'm going to fuck them square in their eye holes, as I already have a half unit alt parlay with Ryan at 6+ tied to McClanahan and Kopech at 5+, and that is at a minus 122. And then I also have a half unit on a single game parlay with Ryan to get 7+ and the Twins to win at a minus 120. I do not hate it, guys, if you want to take the 7.5, as I do have this man for 7 to 10 strikeouts today in this spot. Next guy on the board is a guy who's been a little salty to me at times, guys, but let's talk him. JP Sears versus the Phillies, number 89 in the black book. This year he has a 23% K percentage and a 5.6 walk percentage. Opened him up last night at a 4.5 minus 118 on FanDuel. Woke up this morning, he was a 5.5 at plus 110 on DraftKings, and now the best line available is still on DraftKings at that 5.5 at even money. PrizePicks has him at a 5.5, whereas hits allowed under over are at a 5. Projected lineup today is 5 lefties, 4 righties, which is crazy for your Phillies, but not so crazy when we look at it. This year, Sears has a 7.4 K per 9 at home and a 9.2 on the road. Granted, 28 innings at home compared to 41 on the road. Striking lefties out at a 5.4 K per 9 and righties out at a 9 K per 9, so a strikeout per inning. Now we got some weird shit going on with JP Sears today. They opened him at a very bettable 4.5 last night, and now he's at a 5.5. Did the books fuck up, or did they just sucker a few is the question. So let's look at these Phillies numbers versus lefties over their last 200 plate appearances. They're not walking at a 7.6%, and they're striking out at a 26.3% clip. So if we just look at the walk and strikeout percentage, it says go. So let's be a little better than that. Now, when we look at how they're hitting, and that says no. They are top 9 in every hitting category in that time span. So we go see, who have they even seen in those numbers? And the only lefty I would bet on is McKenzie Gore. He went 6 innings, giving up 3 earned runs while only getting 6 strikeouts. McKenzie Gore is a lot, I hold him up on a tier a lot higher than I would a JP Sears, guys. So take that into mind. Let's talk about it. JP Sears has had issues this year through his short career, not just this year, his short career putting away lefties. At this year, it's down to a 5.4 K per 9, as last year it wasn't much better, but it was better at a 6.9 K per 9. And the Phillies are going to project a lefty-dominant lineup versus a lefty today, which you're not going to see often if this is what they do. And it's not just the problem putting these people away. Lefties, they're hitting him better as well, guys. The batting average and on-base percentage goes up 60 points or more when he faces a lefty. And this is just a fucking anomaly, guys. I've never really seen a left-handed pitcher struggle versus left-handed batters. Like, you're supposed to have a fucking advantage there, bud. So, yeah, the walk-in strikeout numbers do say yes. But I'm going to let this man go today strictly because I need to see the lineup if I do pull the trigger. And if they do load up a lefty-dominant lineup, I actually lean to the man's under, guys, because I think he may get ran out the building before hitting his K prop. So, at the end of the day, guys, there is something telling me when they do put this man's hits under over at a 5, at a flat 5, like I tell you, I like to look at other parts of the lines, guys. And this man hasn't given up more than 5 hits, but in just 3 of 14 games this year. So the books are also telling me that he is also going to get hit today. Now, getting hit does not mean you don't get your strikeout. So I get it if you're on the over. That strikeout percentage is fucking ugly next to these Phillies names. So I get it. I have leans each way, guys. So it's just a complete stay off for me right now. And I want to see if they really do put out a lefty dominant lineup versus a left-handed pitcher, because the analytics actually say to go out and run lefties. So that's crazy. I mean, I don't know how many times in life I could say that, but it is what it is. Life's a bitch and you marry one. So we're going to keep it rolling, guys, as Capo got held into work and wasn't able to make it for this part. So is what it is, guys. People got real life jobs. They don't get to hang out like Sharpie and smoke weed and bet baseball and do the damn thing every day. So let's get right into Shane O'Mac, my cousin, Sharpie O'Mac. Y'all know the drill. Actually, we just got it. He says, I'm hopping on right now. So as he's hopping on, guys, I'm going to hit just a quick commercial. I appreciate the 50 Live staying in here, guys. He just had to bounce from work, but he's loading up his camera. While he loads it up, we're going to hit a commercial and come right back to talk hitting. So, yeah, sorry about that, chat. And we're back, fellas. And he's still hopping on. That means so as soon as he hops on, we'll switch on over and get right to it. My producer.
We're good now.
All right, let's hit it. Damn, Sharpie went way too fast, as I thought you were busy with work, and I looked down and I was like, damn, Sharpie was fucking humming, huh?
I could have sworn you told me 325 to 330, so I had you on in the background.
Yeah, Sharpie was usually I take some time, bro, but I guess I was just fucking in a groove, bro, and just reading off the freaking slabs I wrote down this morning. So yeah, at least we're here, you're here, and we're gonna fucking talk some hitting props. So how are you doing today, my guy? Seen you were up at 5 a.m. my time, bro. Like, what the fuck?
You gotta those are the cards I'm dealt, man. I'm free in the morning. That's when I gotta do it. I have no choice. I just got to get to business right away.
Before we get to business, where are you working at nowadays, bro? Aren't you working in the other side of this business?
I can't say it right now because I'm working on something.
Okay.
But I'm not there anymore. We're at my old job that you knew. I left.
Okay. It's always nice though to have people though that have worked for books before, and at what time, because I'm always trying to read in between the lines myself.
The problem with doing that is that the hours are kind of shitty, man, because you got to work when sports are on. So that's a fucking 24/7 industry. So I had to kind of leave that because I didn't have time to really do stuff for myself or even set any type of schedule. It was very hard.
I get it, bro. I love the fact that I'm able to work from home and just do me. So you have 4 games you did want to talk about today, so let's get straight to it. First one up, guys, is a team that happens to be maybe your favorite team in the world, and they're playing the Red Sox, man. Who you looking to back at here?
Dude, I had to really think about this game because I saw the line. I'm just pulling it up on my end to see how much it changed. How's my audio, by the way?
You're good.
Dude, Yankees plus 108. Like, if 3 years ago, I would have fucking hammered that for $500 and not even thought about it. But Domingo Herman, man, great, great. Well, not great, but he's had better numbers as of late. He started in April. He had like a high 4 ERA, and he was rolling, and then he got caught with the sticky stuff. But Domingo Herman, he's that type of guy that I just don't trust. He got in trouble for domestic abuse at CC Sabathia's charity event. Now he's getting in trouble with the sticky stuff, but his numbers are okay. Nah, man, I just don't think I can bet the Yankees today. But on the other side, I do like Alex Verdugo today. He is batting leadoff behind Justin Turner and Rafael Devers, who are both kicking ass right now. I initially wanted to see what Verdugo to score a run was at. Like, let's see if there's any type of value there since the guys behind him are hot, but it's at minus 135, bro. The fuck am I going to do with that? I do like Verdugo over 1.5 total bases at minus 105, but I'd almost just rather take his home run prop. Let's see if I can pull it up.
What do they have that at?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Bro, plus 700. Like, if it's a Yankees Red Sox series, historic series, and if you're not a Yankee fan, I think, and you want to watch the game, you want a little bit of action there, dude. Verdugo plus 700 to smack one is not a bad option.
Man, that's super high for a guy who can, bro. Like, Verdugo's a fucking stud. Like, I
Exactly.
talk about him all the time. Like, that was the key piece the Dodgers refused to get rid of, and we had to get rid of him because of Mookie Betts. And you do shit like that for a guy like Mookie Betts, but he was the
He's
one guy in our farm
got a
system.
nice swing, man. Yo, and on top, the most important thing is I think you'll definitely understand this is that the Yankees have to pitch to him because, like I said, Justin Turner and Rafael Devers are right behind him, and they definitely don't want to pitch to Rafael Devers, so they have to pitch to Verdugo. They're not going to pitch around him, especially the leadoff guy, man. He's going to be getting strikes. Verdugo to hit it, to smack one to him, man. I am liking that.
One thing as a K-prop better, bro, is the Red Sox have become a no-fly zone for me, meaning I need a good reason because they take the most first pitches in any baseball, and then they're the best two-strike defending team, bro. So it's like they get the 2 strikes and then they get to battling, bro. It's disgusting being on a K-prop watching them sometimes. Unless you're on Hunter Green that day. That was great. Woo, woo, woo. Get some of my Red Sox money back. But Alex Verdugo, look at plus 700. That's way too much value to me too as well. Next game up.
I forgot to mention one last thing. He does have a history against Domingo Herman as well. 5 for 15 career. 3 of those 5 hits were doubles. One was a home run. The other one was a single.
That's way too much value in a guy who's hit, 4 of fucking 5 for power off this guy for 2 or
733 career slugging against Domingo Herman. Plus 700. Like, is the wind fucking blowing in at 40 miles an hour or something? What is good with that?
Hey, bro, they're gonna see me on that one actually now. So thank you for bringing that one up. Next game, guys, I've already talked some on, and that's the Blue Jays and Rangers in a matchup between Kevin Gausman and Martin Perez. Who you looking at on this one?
I'm glad I tuned in at the perfect time because I'm a big Kevin Gausman fan. I was huge going into him this year in best ball and season-long fantasy. Because I don't like to pay up early for a pitcher. I wasn't paying up for Garrett Cole, Burns. I wasn't sure what was going to happen with Strider, Alcantara. So I was fading all those guys and going after Gausman. And he's been a great surprise in a way. Career high in strikeout games. He goes the distance too, man. So if you bet with him, he will pitch for your money. He usually doesn't drain the bullpen. So I was curious to hear your take on it. I am a little bit sketched out with today's matchup as well. But in that game, I am eyeing up Whit Merrifield over 1.5 bases. Um, he is a career 357 hitter against Martin Perez, and they need the Blue Jays really need a guy like Whit Merrifield to step up. They traded for him last year, and I feel like you don't really talk about him at all, especially in that lineup. Matt Chapman started off the year with the bang and completely fell off, batting 170 in June right now. So I'm looking at a guy like Whit Merrifield to kind of give the Blue Jays an extra bounce in this lineup.
Whit Merrifield actually he's disappointed for me, bro. When he came over from the Royals, I thought he was gonna be like a straight leadoff hitter for this team, fucking to just smash, bro. And he's been off and on and just not the guy he was on the Royals, bro, where it was just like, "Arr."
For sure, bro. He like fell off the face of the planet. But the thing is, though, he is playing pretty well right now. 417 batting average last 7 games, 375 last 15. And the best part is he's batting 340 in the last month, man. So
Everything you said right there was 340 or more, including the motherfucking past history, bro. So everything adds up to a beautiful bet on Merrifield.
up Merrifield. Exactly.
Definitely like it. Definitely like it. Now, we get to talk a game, guys, where I never would look to bet a K prop over on, which means you should probably be betting hitting props in this game. And we're talking Dick Mountain versus Julio Teheran, and we're Pittsburgh Pirates, Milwaukee Brewers. How you attacking this spot?
So yesterday, I really liked the Pirates, and I'm glad I decided not to pull the trigger. Oviedo was looking decently well, and then he lost it in like the 5th inning and gave up 4 runs. So I'm glad I laid off. So usually when I'm in a spot like that, I was trying to find value in a couple of Pirates player props, but I feel like the move here is just to take the Pirates full game. And bro, like they're not a bad ball club. Like I feel like they definitely deserve their respect. This is a huge series for them. They're versing the Brewers, who have been in first all year. It's not the Cardinals. The Cardinals are in dead last, man. It's been the Pirates and the Brewers battling all fucking year, right? And now this year they're finally making noise, and it's been sustainable. It's now June, and they've been either a half game back or in first. And I feel like today is a great day for them to kind of put a statement on the division, especially with Rich Hill on the mound, who's has the veteran experience you want. They got athletes all over that lineup. The toughest test is going to be battling the Brewers bullpen, I guess. Julio Teheran's having a decent year, but is that sustainable? I don't know, man. I do like the Pirates a full game here at -105.
Man, actually, bro, like I'm all about fade freaking Milwaukee with a lefty. I got rules that I've got, and if they're not in my book, I don't bet them. So if one of my guys were facing the Brewers right now that were a lefty, I'd be smacking them, bro. So that goes into with what you just said, bro. Like everything you on top, Milwaukee's been bottom of the barrel, guys, this year and going back to last year versus lefties. And anytime they have made contact this year, it's a 50% ground ball rate. So when Rich Hill does get into trouble, I expect him to get his double plays, guys. This is the team that just doesn't hit lefties, and I wouldn't be surprised if Rich Hill runs up them strikeouts today, guys. I just don't bet guys not in my book personally. But we got a money line bet.
Bro, the key to victory in this matchup here is that Rich Hill throws a solid. It would be beautiful if he goes 6 innings. I'll tell you why. Their closer and their top 2 setup men are fresh. Fresh. So that's 3 innings right there. The problem is that they don't have that much depth in their bullpen, and they've been using the shit out of their bullpen the past 2 games. So Rich Hill, he needs to go get 5. I mean, obviously 5, but if he can go 6 or even 7, bro, Pirates. And if it's a 1-1-0-0 game, keep an eye out on that. It could be a beautiful live bet.
Milwaukee, over their last 200 plate appearances, are striking out a 25% clip versus lefties, batting a team 221 and an OPS of 662. Ass. Okay, guys? Ass. Andrew Abbott made his first ever career start versus that team. Struggled his ass off. Still gave up 0 fucking runs, bro. Like, at the end of the day, bro, this is a good spot, too. So I actually like that look of yours right there, personally. And I wasn't even looking at it. Last game up, guys. We're going to head to the Northwest and talk Seattle. White Sox at the Mariners. How you looking to get paid in Seattle?
Before I go into my spiel, I need to hear your brief scouting report on Kopech.
Kopech just got added into my book. I haven't broke him down for this show today. I just used him as an alt parlay. This team struggles. We all know Seattle has struggled personally this year, period, versus righties or lefties. They just haven't been really hitting. They show up randomly, but if they're really going to put 4 lefties like they usually do and up to 5, I think that's a Kopech murder spot because he's handled lefties way better than righties throughout his career. That's my read on Kopech.
I like what I'm seeing from Kopech. I took a couple of dart throws on him in a couple of drafts, and I feel he's overperforming in a good way. The only thing I don't like is that who the hell wants to watch a White Sox game, man? They have the softest lineup in all of baseball. It's a revolving door between Luis Robert, Eloy, and Yoan Moncada on who goes on the IL. Tim Anderson was caught. So someone read his lips saying that he hates this fucking place. So you think I'm gonna give you a fucking batting pick for the White Sox? Nah, man. Give me the White Sox F5, and they're dogs today. I'm trying to see what the latest lineup is at. Plus 115 full game. F5 plus 105. And another thing about the White Sox is why I'm definitely staying away from the full game is that Kendall Graveman, Reynaldo Lopez, Joe Kelly, their top 3 arms have pitched on back-to-back games. Sometimes Kopech has the tendency to walk more guys than he should, which leads to a higher pitch count. So we cannot rely on this bullpen in today's game, man. They're all fucking gone, and Liam Hendricks is back on the IL, which I just saw, man. Give me the White Sox F5. This might be the only time I take them all season, man. I want nothing to do with that organization.
You know what's crazy is I told people to go bet Kershaw over 1.5 earned runs versus the White Sox. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. And he ended up giving up 2 solo shots and had trouble all day. But White Sox are really good versus lefties, bro. And Kershaw can go 7 and give up 2 in his sleep, bro. Like, that was just dumb. But Seattle right now, guys, they're hitting a $193 as a team. trash, 667 OPS, and they're striking out at a 25% clip. They are walking at a 9.6% clip. Like you said, that could cause problems, but he has problems walking righties, bro. And like I said, if they put in the 5 lefties that they can, oh God, Kopech may have 10 strikeouts today, bro. Like, and murder these dudes. So Kopech's definitely a look, guys. And he's going up against Wu. If you don't know who Wu is, guys, he's out of California, guys. Played at Cal State Fullerton. And I know this because of Noli. That's where Noli lives, guys. And Noli bet his first K prop, guys, and he hit it barely while getting the dog shit kicked out of him by the Rangers. And I mean, the Rangers, like we said, they're one of those teams that you just don't really want to fuck with right now. They're humming, and no harm, no foul. Then he ran up against, I believe, the Angels in his last start, and they're another team, guys. If you don't have an elite strikeout percentage with an elite walk percentage, you're gonna run into problems. Wu, guys, he's got 3 different pitches. He's got nice velocity, guys, but he's very unpolished. And at the end of the day, these White Sox guys, these are professional hitters. And these kids that don't belong in the league right now, they're getting hit. And Wu may hit his strikeout props for those looking at that, but I expect this guy to get hit today, guys. I expect these White Sox to keep doing what they're doing. They get to mediocre righties. Look what they did last night to my mediocre righty. Like, I knew that was going to happen. It's baseball, guys. So is what it is. This is a really good spot with Kopech on the mound too at that number, bro. So definitely love it, my guy.
Yep.
Quick little recap. Oh, go ahead. Say something else.
No, I'm agreeing with what you're saying. Yeah.
All right, guys, quick little recap for those that are showing up for the timestamp of Capping with Capo, as he gave us 4 bets today that he talked about. Super value, guys, on Red Sox player Alex Verdugo, home run at plus 700. You also want to probably look at backing that with over 1.5 bases. Then he talked about the Blue Jays, and he didn't talk about Springer Dinger. He didn't talk about Vladdy Daddy, not Bowl Bichette. He talked about Whit Merrifield, guys. And he's talking about him over 1.5 bases. Then he talked about 2 different straight bets, guys, not being props, giving out the Pirates money line to them. No, did you go first 5 or money line on the Pirates?
Full game.
Pirates full game, guys, at a minus 105. And the first 5 was in the White Sox Mariners game where he took Kopech and the White Sox at a plus 105. Appreciate you more than you know, Heck. Thanks again for coming on, and can't wait to see you next week. Until next time, want to tell them where they can find you and what you got going on.
Capo Capping on Twitter and YouTube. Finally changed the YouTube name today. But I'm here, man. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I'm streaming the early bird special, man. 8 a.m. Eastern. So if you're up that early, man, pop in. It's only killers are up at that time, so stop by.
All right, my guys. Stay blessed, bro. Hey, I was up, dude. I was up, unfortunately, on the West Coast. All right, fellas, let's just get straight into the next freaking pitcher that we're going to talk about. And like I said, is my cousin, Shane McClanahan, a.k.a. Shane O'Mac, number 15 in the Black Book. This year, he's got a 27.8 K percentage and a 9.1 walk percentage. Opened him up at a plus 104 at 7+ on FanDuel and closed him out on FanDuel. He's now at a 6+ minus 160, so he's on his way down, or plus money to the 7+ pretty much everywhere else. PrizePicks has him at a 6, whereas hits allowed under over are at 4.5. Projected lineup today is 6 righties, 3 lefties for your pod gaze. Home K per 9, he's got an 11. We're on the road at 10.5. Lefties, he's striking out in an 8.4 K per 9. Well, righties, he has a 10.4 K per 9. He does have a career 9.9 K per 9 versus left-handed side. Just small sample size this year, so it will all pan out when it's said and done. Now we get to talk the best left-handed pitcher in the game, and God willing, no injuries. You're looking at your 2023 American League Cy Young winner. And he gets a matchup versus a Padres team who, over the past 200 plate appearances versus lefties, they're walking at a nice 9.2%, striking out league average, while being 9th in batting average and top 3 in OPS and isolated power. So let's see, who have they faced in that span? Obviously, they smacked Allen last night, as my dumbass said he would, and I still altered him, and the baseball gods reminded me real quick to fuck around and find out and see what happens. And I saw what happened. Sorry, God. They seen our boy Braxton Garrett, guys. He went 5.1 innings with 1 earned runs on 7 strikeouts on less than 80 pitches. Then he seen Jesus Luzardo the next day. They popped his ass, guys. He went 5.1 innings, giving up 5 earned runs, but he also had 8 strikeouts. The last guy they seen that we would bet on, guys, in that span is James Paxton. He went 6 innings while giving up 1 earned run while striking out 5. I'm also going to say none of those guys are on the level of Shane McClanahan. So what gives here? The Padres bats or Shane O'Mac? And I'll tell you 100 times out of 100, guys, good pitching beats good hitting 8 days out of the week. And this is the best pitcher in the game at the moment. And when he has gone up versus these so-called lefty hitting juggernauts this year, which he's seen a fucking lot of these lefty hitting teams, guys, he's done his thing. He saw the Blue Jays. They fucking hit lefties. He went 6 innings with 6 strikeouts. First game with the White Sox before the back-to-back, 6 innings with 10 strikeouts. The Pirates, they were crushing lefties at that time. 6 innings with 9 strikeouts. The Orioles, same type of numbers. 6 innings with 7 strikeouts. The Yankees, he did get popped. But he was cruising, guys, until he had to sit 35 minutes between the pitcher being taken out and 2 calls to the bullpen, and he lost his touch. It happens to everyone, guys. We talk about it a lot. It may be the worst thing for us on a K-prop or even a total or a money line, as the guy where he has full control now has to just go find it again, guys. And more often than not, it's just not there. Then he's seen the Blue Jays again, guys. 7 innings with 7 strikeouts, where he went up against the Cubs, who were crushing lefties at the time. 5.2 innings, 7 strikeouts. Well, Boston again. How about 6 innings with 7 strikeouts? Well, the Rangers, they're crushing lefties, right? Yeah, they are. Well, he went 7 innings with 5 strikeouts. Now, that's a lot of freaking lefty crushing teams, guys. But all of those teams had elite hitting numbers when Shane O'Mac went out there and did the damn thing. And that's where I got to get in, guys. And it's not going to be on his strikeouts, though I do lean the over. I am taking his over 17.5 outs at a -130 for a full unit, as good pitching beats good hitting. And this man has gone at least 6 innings versus these so-called good left-handed hitting teams. 7 of 9 games this year, if not 7 of 8 if we're going to take out that Yankees game, where I watched it and I seen him sit for 30 minutes and I knew I was dead. So I'll take it out, or even if not, 7 of 9 is what it is. They have not seen this man. Another advantage to our man, Shane O'Mac. And I don't think the Padres struggle versus this man. Or I do think they struggle versus this man. My bad. And I also, like I said with the Joe Ryan earlier, I have a half unit all parlay with Joe Ryan at 6+, McClanahan and Kopech both at 5+ at a -122 on the offshores, as Ryan wasn't out of any real books as of 9:16 Pacific time this morning. And I figured that he would actually got dropped better, so I didn't fuck with the 6.5 -157. And no, Sharpie, no. Joe Ryan did not stay there for that long. So Shane McClanahan, it's the lean to the over of the 6.5, guys, but it does look like he's coming down to the 5.5. But like I say all the time, guys, he is a strikeout per inning type of guy. He can get a lot of strikeouts, don't get me wrong. And when I do run the Padres lineup through my stuff that I want to go look at, if I get a team who's whiffing, I will also get a half unit on that 6.5. But right now, it's just a half unit on the alt parlay and a full unit on his over 17.5 outs, as I expect this man to at least go 6 innings. Then we got to talk the other side, Hugh Darvish versus these Rays. Number 23 in the black book. This year, he's got a 26.2 K percentage and a 7.8 walk percentage. Opened him up on FanDuel at a 7+ +100. FanDuel still has the best line at a -110 to the over 6.5. Hits allowed on PrizePicks under over 5, whereas projected lineup today is 7 righties and 2 lefties. K per 9 this season has an 11 K per 9 at home, worth an 8.2 on the road, where lefties he's striking out at a 10.7 K per 9 and righties at an 8.2. Now we get Hugh Darvish versus the Rays, guys, and it's not just the Rays, it's the Rays on the road, where they seem to be just a regular everyday baseball team, where their numbers go through the roof in Tampa, but we're in San Diego here. And now when we look at the Rays numbers over the past 2 weeks versus right-handed pitching, they're walking at a nice 9.3%, middle of the pack in every hitting category, while striking out at a 24.3% clip. So this definitely seems like a spot we can look at with Darvish. And we get him at home. We're not just this year, going back to last season, he's averaged at least 2 strikeouts more per 9. And yeah, we'll take that. And the Rays are projecting 7 right-handed bats. But as we talk about on this show, guys, the Rays are one of the most analytical teams in the league. And when we look at his splits versus lefties and righties, I think we get more than just 2 lefties than what they're projecting at the moment. As lefties batting average and on base percentage go up 30 points. No, his batting average goes up 30 points, whereas on base percentage goes up almost a whole 100 points, where the slugging is roughly the same. So 2 out of the 3 major hitting categories, guys, lefties do see him better. And I expect the Rays to load up as many as they've got, which can be 4. Now, give me at least 3 to 4 lefties and let me run this lineup through my whiff percentage and an average calculator, guys, as this is the key for me with Darvish is whiff percentage. He throws 7 pitches. This guy is a freaking octopus when it comes to pitching. He has elite whiff percentages on account of 55% of his pitch mix, guys. On 4 of his pitches, he has an elite whiff percentage on. So that's the damn reason why I attack. This guy doesn't walk people, guys. He attacks the zone. So make sure you have them Twitter notification bells on, as I will tweet out if I pull the trigger on Yu Darvish after I look at the lineups. Now we get to talk the last guy on the board today, Tristan McKenzie, Mr. Sticks at the D-backs, number 24 in the black book this year, or 2022, as he's only played 2 games this year, guys. He has a 25.6 K percentage last year with a 5.9 walk percentage. They opened him up last night on FanDuel, 6+ at plus 106, and the best line available before the show was 6+ at minus 102. PrizePicks has him at a 5.5, whereas earned runs on PrizePicks are under over 2.5. Projected lineup for your D-backs are 6 lefties and 3 righties. K per 9 last year, he had a 10.6 at home with a 7.7 on the road where he is at today. And lefties have a 10 K per 9 where righties had an 8.2. Now we get Tristan McKenzie, guys, in a double value spot. These books just don't know what to fucking do with this man. As his first week, they put him at a 5.5, and we were on it, and he gets himself a 10-piece. Then they jumped him up to 6.5, guys, and we don't do that because what? Sharpie doesn't chase K props, and the guy didn't come close. Now he gets the D-backs where he is back at a 5.5, and he opened with some plus money on it. Now, if they just left him where he should have been at 5.5, guys, I think this line opens at a 5.5 minus 130. So we're getting value here if we do want it on this man's line. Now, the second part of the value is how many lefties these D-backs are going to run out. Last season, he handled both sides of the plate equally when you look at the hitting stats. Batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging are all near each other. It's the strikeouts he dominated lefties with an elite 28 strikeout percentage on the year compared to a good 24 versus the right-handed side. Now, there is a few issues here. The D-backs over the past 15 days versus right-handed pitchers, they are walking top 10 in the league. They're not striking out, and they're top 6 in every hitting category. Now, if we separate that time and see how the D-backs are playing at home, they're still hitting elite, but now they're striking out at a 27% clip. And they had issues with Nola's knuckle curve, which McKenzie, guys, last year in the second half of the season picked up a nasty curveball that he added to his repertoire that he picked up with Bieber, that Bieber showed him. And I know the numbers say no in this spot, guys, but so did it last season when McKenzie seen the D-backs, and he went 6 innings with 7 strikeouts. Now, the one thing is he was at home in that game. And if we look at his splits, his strikeouts fall off on the road. And that's where he is at today. So I'm going to buck these numbers, guys, and his road splits. And he's a fucking kid. If you want to just look at 1 year's guys splits, guys, so be it. But give me at least 4 or 5 before you don the guy, him sucking at home, guys. So at the end of the day, look the year before that, he had a 9.8 K per 9 on the road. So it is what it is, guys. And I'm going to go half unit on Tristan McKenzie over 5.5, and I got him in at even money, guys. I get it. The numbers say no. If he was at home, I'd go full unit, but I will respect the fact that the D-backs are good. I get that, and I will respect the fact that he did struggle on the road last year, but that's why I will only go a half unit. I still got to tell you guys, hold my motherfucking beer, as I think this man gets himself at least 7 strikeouts tonight. Appreciate you guys all for showing up for the recap. Hit that like button, as it does help the algorithms more than you know. Today on the Balking Dead, we started the show off talking Kevin Gausman and JP Sears, and now I have no bet, and I actually do lean the under on them tonight. Then we got into Joe Ryan, and I started off a half-unit alt parlay with Ryan at 6+, tied to McClanahan and Kopech, both at 5+ for a -122. And then I have a half-unit single-game parlay with Ryan at 7+, tied to the Twins money line, and that was at a -120. Then we got into what is my only full unit bet of the day, and that's Shane McClanahan over 17.5 outs. And I got in there at a -130. The other side of this matchup is Hugh Darvish, and I need the lineups before I decide if I'm going to pull the trigger on him tonight. We finished the day off talking Tristan McKenzie, and I'm on him for a half unit over 5.5 at -102. Now, guys, as you already know, for those who are busy, we are putting in the recaps at best for the 2 recaps on the baseball bets and the pitching and the hitting bets and the pitching bets for the day, at best on everything, guys. So appreciate you for tuning in to the best MLB prop show on earth. Let's finish this week off with a bang and keep getting paid by the books. As you guys already know, this show is Monday through Friday. So until Monday, guys, this show is sponsored by PrizePicks. If you haven't, go on over there. Use that promo code PubSports and get a match deposit up to $100, minimum of $25 on your first deposit. Until next time, I'm Sharpie's Bets. This show is produced by Big Show Picks. We had Capo's Cap'n joining us today, and we're on Pub Sports Radio. Some say we be pubbing. I say, McClanahan!
Keep firing, assholes!